So imagine moving your family into your dream home to start a new life, only to find yourself subjected to nonstop harassment from your new neighbor. That's what a black family in Virginia Beach has been living with. They describe an escalating campaign of racial slurs, loud music, and monkey noises. So, yep, a black family moves in and the neighbor tries to drive them out with monkey noises. Local police say while the behavior is appalling, it is not criminally actionable. What's living next to that been like for you? I mean, did it start right away?
No, it did not start right away. It started maybe about a year a year and a half afterwards. And it started off, just, during the day. And again, depending on which one of the families stepped out, a different song would play. The lights on his house would start blinking because as we step out of our home, we would trigger sensors that would then turn on music. Or we had one family, as soon as they pulled up in their driveway, the music would start. Or if you step outside your house, everything will start recording. Or it was just constantly feeling like we're on surveillance, and then the music was just the cherry on top. It was a
You've
lot.
got 3 kids, right? How do you explain that to them?
To be honest with you, my 2 older kids, they handled it very well. They just ignored him and just knew that, he was ignorant, and they paid it no mind. But my youngest, who just turned 7, he used to be terrified. And I say used to be because now he's come such a long way and he's found his strength and he's found his voice. But through, he's been living in this house since he turned 2. So that's all he knows. And so he was terrified. He would be afraid to go get his ball if it ever went over there, or he would just constantly feel like he would come out and yell at him, which he has before. He'll call the police on the kids if they, go on his lawn to get a toy. He was just so afraid of him.
Have you spoken to him? Did you ever reach out to the neighbor and say, hey,
We had just logged in for school, and I asked him to turn it down. And his response to me was, well, let me call the police to make sure I'm in good standing with the law to play my music. And I was floored, because how about you just be a neighborly person, a parent, anything to just understand where I'm coming from. And he was adamant that he was doing nothing wrong.
Have you ever considered moving?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
So I got to tell you that we reached out to your neighbor for comment, but haven't heard back. Police have told us that there is no crime being committed, because you said, you wanted to see if he was in good standing with the law. What happens when you call the police? What do they tell you?
I tell them about the noise, and they said they'll come out, and they do every time. They come out, they ask him to turn it down, and he turns it down. I went to talk to a judge in civil court. And although he was a little bit more compassionate, he just basically told me that if he did not threaten my family or pose any bodily harm, that there's nothing the courts could do about it. It really broke my heart.